If that's you just landing, then you're very welcome. Welcome back to St Anne's here in Higher Open Shore. This is a slightly elongated version of our normal podcast. I know this is a bit of a cliche with the English always going on about the weather, but today is Saturday, the 1st of June, and could it be that summer has arrived? It is a beautiful morning here, and with any luck, we've had such bad weather over the past few weeks. Perhaps we might get a few weeks of good weather, and then we can say that we've had a summer. Somebody said on the radio yesterday that summer was their favourite day of the year. I can understand what they mean. So, as I said, it's the 1st of June, and we are presently here at St Anne's getting ready for Bishop Brain's visit tomorrow morning. So he is coming about 10 o'clock, I think, his secretary said, and he will be with us to say he will be the main celebrant at the 10:30 Mass. And then he is going into the hall afterwards to have a cup of tea and a biscuit and a chat with the parishioners. So if you're able to come along, please do. You'd be absolutely most welcome. So for the time being, we'll switch over to a little bit of music.
Don't want to be afraid, hard not to hesitate, but we can't wait to be the change. It's not too late, free from hate. Think of the future that we could create. Face the facts today. There's a better way. Take one step back and say there's a better way. Like a tree rooted in peace.
One of the things that I was hoping to do was to ask Bishop Brain to do a podcast for us, and I'm not sure if that is going to happen tomorrow. I'm certainly going to ask him, but I'm not sure if he's had the time to prepare something. But what I do intend to do is to record the Mass tomorrow, and then I'm going to ask his permission if I can put that out on a podcast. I will edit it to a degree so that we can condense it. So things like, most of Holy Communion will be able to cut out, and perhaps one or two of the verses of the hymns. But on the whole, I'm hoping to put that out as a podcast so that you will be able to hear Mass as said by Bishop Brain, and also the homily that he will give. And of course, tomorrow is the feast day of the sacred body and blood of Jesus, known as Corpus Christi, of course. So if you are able to tune in to that, then you would be, again, most welcome. There isn't an awful lot going on next week, in as much as the schools are still on holiday, so they're having their second, I think it used to be the old Wakes weeks, this half-term break. So anyway, they're on their second week next week, and I think there are still quite a lot of people who have taken the opportunity to disappear on holiday, and I hope that they are having a great time. Not forgetting that they, of course, can tune into this podcast wherever they are in the world. All they need to do is to log in through our website, which is easily an easy rememberable, that's a hard word to say, easy rememberable email address, stannesorcchurch.co.uk. So wherever you go, you can always tune in and see what's going on in the parish. There are a couple of funerals next week. There are 2 funerals here on Thursday. You need to check the website for those. I will upload, it's now 2:20 in the afternoon, and I have just realised that I haven't uploaded today's newsletter, which I will do in the next half an hour or so. So you will be able to check those 2 funerals out and the slight change of Mass time. I think, off memory, Mass time is normally 9:15 on Thursday. I think it's been switched to about 10:15, something like that. But please do check on the website go to the newsletter via the website. That's the best way to do it. Everything will be correct on there.
We may have different philosophies, but we share one binding belief in love, music through love. In love, music through love. We can learn a deeper love, creativity, sharing more, expand our minds, open our hearts, accept each other for who we are. We can be the peace we crave, make our world a loving place, embrace each other with open arms, love each other from the very start. Yeah, we can live our lives this way, feel the love, absolve all the hate, find the truth in unity, spread our love eternally. We may have different philosophies, but we share one binding belief in love, music through love. Admiral Bob on guitar, and piano, organ, drums, on CC Mixter. We may have different philosophies, but we share one binding belief in love, music through.
Well, thanks to Cara Square for that piece of music. Just one or two other things that have come up for next week. We have our extra mass on Tuesday evening this coming week, and that is once again for the Year of Faith. We're doing that every first Tuesday of the month throughout the whole Year of Faith. So they will continue up until October this year. And then, of course, there will be another talk on the faith straight afterwards. There's about 7:30. So if you can come and join us for Mass this coming Tuesday, that will be 7 o'clock Mass, and there's the talk afterwards at 7:30. If you're not able to make it for Mass but can come and join us for the talk afterwards, please do. You'll be absolutely most welcome. I'm just having a quick look through my diary, just to remind all our parents and staff at school that Bishop Brain is actually coming back again to the parish, this time on Wednesday the 5th. Wednesday the 5th of June. On that day he will be going into school, and he wants to have a word with the head teacher, and then he'll have a guided tour of the school. Hopefully I'm trying to get some of the children involved in that. And then he will finish with having lunch with the staff. And then in the afternoon, he's going to go and have a little visitation to one or two of our housebound here at St. Anne's. So it's a fairly busy week coming up. As I said, there are those two funerals on the Thursday. My diary is actually quite busy with all kinds of meetings going on. So please, again, check out the website. It's the place where, if there is any news, you will be very much involved in picking up the latest news on the website. Just to remind governors as well, that on the Friday the 14th, we have interviews for a job at school. So anyone who is able to come to that, you've been most welcome. A little bit more where the Bishop is concerned. On Tuesday the 11th of June, the Bishop will be blessing the Catholic monument down in Phillips Park Cemetery. There are probably one or two people of St Anne's who have some relatives down there. I know very recently I did a burial of ashes and a blessing of a different grave. So if you would like to go down to that, that's taking place on Tuesday the 11th at 12:30 early afternoon. And again, I'm sure the Bishop would be delighted to see you down there. And an early shout out to all the children of Year 3 at St Anne's. Please don't forget, 10:30 on Saturday the 15th is your big day. That is the day of First Holy Communions. And I'm sure you are looking forward to that, as am I. And we will have our last little bit of preparation in school over the next 2 weeks, so don't be panicking about that.
There is no other way. There is no other way. You know your circus tent is falling in on itself, on itself. You took the money and a net of safety for yourself, for yourself. Yeah, there's no other way, no other way. We don't need you anymore. Strike it down and dig it up. Yeah, there's a better way, a better way. Find harmony before. Strike it down and give it up. Give it up. The dark night of your sin is closing in on itself, on itself. Your wicked wallet with is growing thin. Blame yourself, yeah, blame yourself. Yeah, there's no other way, no other way. We don't need you anymore. Strike it down and dig it up. Yeah, there's a better way, a better way. Find harmony before.
By the way, there is a little bit of a shout out of congratulations to both Sister Anne-Marie and to Sister Rita, who both took part last week in the Manchester 10K run. And having said that, I'm not quite sure how much running was done, but congratulations to them anyway. They did both finish the course, and of course Sister Rita was doing that to raise money for the work that she does at the Lally Centre down in Collyhurst. So she did receive lots of support and lots of promise of sponsorship. So if I could ask anyone who did sponsor Sister Rita, please pay your dues. And if there is anyone that would like to sponsor her after the event, I'm sure she would be delighted to take your money from you. So congratulations to her and to Sister Anne-Marie, who went round the course just as a bit of support for Sister Rita. Also, on behalf of the Church in Need appeal, which we had last Sunday, a huge thank you has come in this week from Chris Robson, who was the speaker last week. He went away with £649 and I think 20 pence. So Chris was delighted with the response that he had from St Anne's, and he's sent a big thank you and has said, you know, on behalf of all the work that the Church in Need does, every penny will be spent really wisely. And of course, again, I'd like to thank everyone who helped out with that too. So as you can see, this has been a slightly different sort of podcast, with a bit of music thrown in for you. I haven't had any takers yet as to putting a podcast out on your own. I'm still asking if people are out there and they want to do it, please feel free. There is one man who has promised to do me one, and that is Francis Donnelly. Now, Francis is the man who does our school discos, and he also does a kind of a radio show for Radio Galaxy, which goes out via the internet. So I'm hoping Francis, when he does do it, doesn't put me to shame. He's a bit more professional than I am. So Francis has promised that he will do that quite shortly, and as soon as that podcast comes in, I will put that out. So, but for the time being, this has been, let me see. Oh gosh, this is 17 minutes coming up to this podcast, so it's slightly longer. But I said that was really because I decided to put a little bit of music in. So, thanks again for tuning in. This has been Father Clark at St Anne's. God bless you all. Until next time.